Are you ready for championship esports highlights from Michigan and Ohio? Then grab some snacks and get comfy because the State Champs Esports Show starts right now. Hello and welcome. I'm your host Candace, and coming up for you, we've got an incredible mix of high school esports, a new video game review, and a recap of the LTU Expo. Before we get to all that fun, let's take a moment to thank Lawrence Tech and Hungry Howie's Pizza. They're huge supporters of everything that we do here at State Champs Esports, and they make this show possible. We recently completed our Spring League of Legends season. For the first time, we ran 3 individual tournaments, and on today's show, we have a pair of match highlights. Up first is the semifinal showdown between Northville's JV and varsity teams, with the winner advancing to the finals against Troy High School.
Very early kill here at 2 minutes. Varsity's Urgot taking out JV's Set. A pretty intense back and forth here, tying kills, but Varsity's Olaf and Urgot are able to get some kills and gain back some momentum.
As Olaf goes in, and it's not over yet, as he's looking and picks up yet another kill here onto the Morgana, and now the blood keeps going top lane.
Oh my god.
And Urgot just by inches.
Varsity gets the first dragon. With the boost, they put some pressure in the bottom lane, Rel throwing out a stun, and their Vayne getting a double kill. Varsity absolutely stomps JV here, the team blowing through for a triple kill and wrecking the top turret while they're at it. Finally, Varsity easily pushes through the last 2 turrets, and while the JV team is still responding, takes the first game.
I think the Galio probably wasn't even if he was there able to do anything, is 4 people with Baron.
Another early kill goes to the Varsity team this match, using a good root and a finish with Kaisa. Keeping the momentum going, Varsity puts some pressure in the bottom lane with a kill trade and pushing JV's Rel back past her turret. Northville JV able to win back kills and some momentum, ganks the Varsity team as they try to take out the Baron.
Big ultimate from the Rel. That's going to be, it looks like a triple magnet storm. That's probably going to be a dead Kaisa. Doesn't look like there's going to be enough damage from the Tristana. She's taken down by the Veigar. Northville Varsity is running for their life as Northville JV is just going to try to finish off the Baron.
Northville Varsity, despite being down in kills and gold, gets the final dragon of the game, using this boost to push their way down the middle lane, killing off 3 of JV's team, destroying the Nexus, and winning the game with his turnabout move.
Northville Varsity looking to end the game and move on to the finals. Zinzao getting caught out with a cocoon. That's going to be another kill. Only 1 person defending. 5-man taunt from the Galio, and that's going to be game for Northville Varsity, securing their spot in the finals.
Hey guys, this week we're looking at Aerial Knight's Never Yield, an action runner developed by a Lawrence Tech professor, Neil Jones. Never Yield dropped May 19th and was developed by Aerial Knight, also known as Neil Jones, an independent developer and art and design professor at Lawrence Tech University. Knowing that we had a new game from a Michigan developer, I had to look at this one. While there's no distinct story here, the story can be gleaned from the contextual clues between each level. But from what I can see, hidden in Detroit is a secret facility where a kid named Wally escapes, not really knowing what's going on or what's happening to him. You play as them while they're trying to escape, and occasionally you play as the antagonist, who seems to be a copy who can control everything that's chasing after Wally. The graphics are pretty great, bright colors, explosions, and awesome looking environments, all in a very dynamic, comic, and stylized look. The halftones and external strokes and neon colors bring a real Spider-Verse visual to this iteration of Detroit. The animation in general is pretty solid, but it can look a little bit stiff at times. The music is incredible. It's this amazing fusion between Motown, jazz-style brasses and saxes, old-school record-scratching hip-hop, and a little bit of trap mixed in. A real blend of the old and new that some could say is evocative of Detroit as a whole. There's a few extras, like a bonus 8-bit song, and a lot of the songs that have vocals, the vocalists flow so well with the music. On top of all of this, the developer produced this whole soundtrack with Daname Sama, a Detroit artist with vocals from black artists all over the world. The gameplay is your basic runner type game, but with focus on the levels and not just complete randomness. Mixed in are scenes that push the story forward, but they're not too long, and they always put you right back into the action. It's broken down to really just 4 keys or buttons. I'll say this in reference to controller or WSD keys. Top button jumps, bottom button slides, back button is to vault over whatever's in your way, and right button speeds you up. All of these are color coded as well. Top is red, back is yellow, bottom blue, and forward is cyan. When looking ahead, you'll see a streak of color that will tell you what kind of obstacle is coming. If you're trying to beat a record or just sprinting the whole time, this really helps you react before things appear on screen. This makes the game definitely feel almost akin to a rhythm game at times, especially with the bop of a soundtrack. Never Yield is a visual and auditory surprise. After watching Spider-Verse, I was not really expecting such a visually stimulating experience to appear in a game, and it really takes the known and true genre of runners, and I would even say simplifies the runner-style gameplay down to the point where you can just focus on how cool this game looks and sounds. For $12, this game is a steal, not super long, and is a true example of what one dedicated developer can do.
Let's head over to the Buckeye State, where Esports Ohio hosted their Fortnite State Championship. This great organization is home of a ton of exciting high school esports competitions. You can find out all about what they do at their website, esportsohio.org. Now, here's Alex Sweet with the recap.
Our Fortnite Varsity Championship match between Worthington Kilbourne and St. Mary's Memorial was held on Sunday, May 24th. The match was formatted in a 2v2 matchup. The duos played a best-of-3 set at 7 rounds apiece. In the first set, Worthington's players used high ground to their advantage to best St. Mary's, and once Worthington gains a 2v1 advantage, they move together to clean up the round.
Hitting the enemy here.
On the high ground.
Yep.
And
there it is.
goes down.
So a quick 3-0 now for Worthington.
With a quick 4-round sweep, Worthington takes the first set.
Focus that one was kind of hard when they're both the same.
Good shot coming from Tie-Dye, taking out Spooky. Now pick up the Mystic clutch here. Not able to do it, unfortunately,
like
but
that's a quick 4-0.
Although the set is over, the two teams decide to play out the next 3 rounds. Even with the set over, St. Mary's is able to pull off an impressive win for the 5th round, but unfortunately isn't able to get another.
now it's a 1 versus 1. He's on the high ground in the storm.
He's gonna try to go for and a couple nice shots there from Spooky.
Moving on to the second set, in our first round, St. Mary's is down to its last player. Out of building materials and his opponents having the high ground, the round is eventually lost as they try for cover. Shortly after, in round 2, Worthington is backed into a corner. However, Worthington is able to turn a 2v1 disadvantage into an impressive win. Worthington is again able to get a quick 4-0 sweep for both sets for the championship. Although Worthington won, set 3 is played for fun to allow all players from both teams to play. However, St. Mary's is down a player and is playing a 2v1 disadvantage.
Tix holding the high ground really effectively with the floors and cones so he can't build up.
Nice play by Tix there.
St. Mary's is able to take 3 wins with a lone player, but is unfortunately unable to fight off 2 opponents at once. Congratulations to Worthington Kilbourne for winning the Fortnite Championship.
GG's all around.
GG's all around. Again, congratulations to Worthington Kilbourne. You're champions of Spring 2021 Fortnite.
Before we get to our League of Legends finals, let me take a moment to thank all of the teams who participated. We also have to give a huge shout out to our tournament staff, starting with Joel Graves first and foremost. We also can't forget Haraz Munir, Michael McKay, and Ethan Avery, who just so happens to put together these highlights between Troy and Northville.
Hi, I'm Ethan Avery, and let's take a look at some League of Legends action from our state champs tournament between Northville and Troy. Northville up early on in game 1, but a skirmish would break out, helping Troy to catch back up.
Flash from the Jinx. Here comes the Rocket. She's going to get excited. Here comes the knock up. Here comes the bombs trying to dodge out. I think this is still going to be a very dead Jinx, and it is.
Then, later on, Northville would answer back in this team fight.
Being able to build any magic resist with triple AD, that's going to be a beautiful team fight up in the top lane. That's going to be a very nice Xayah ultimate, but it's going to be the turn.
But in the end, Ocean Soul would prove to be too much, and Troy would take game 1.
Still very dire. That's going to be a dead Jinx as the Zai is just able to knock her down. And this is probably going to be game 1 for Troy.
Now, game 2, another early skirmish would break out. This time, 9 players were involved.
Ulti super late. Shin is just in the mix of this. We have the Zed going in on the 1 HP Lulu, but again, Kog'Maw is just not being targeted. He's being targeted by the Zed now. He gets popped, but this is still going to be a very good fight for Northville if they can still pick up these kills. And it looks like
Next, Troy looking to Baron, but Northville was looking for a fight.
for his life as well as the Zed. He's going to try to come back in there. He's going to get the kill.
And after a well-fought series from both teams, Troy would come away victorious.
So he is just absolutely cleaving and killing all of Northville, and it looks like they're going to try to close out game number 2 here. They're flashing in, they're killing them, and look at that damage.
Congrats to Troy High School, who made it 3 for 3 by winning all of our spring tournaments. Kudos also goes out to Northville's varsity squad, who managed to fight their way to the runner-up spot not once but twice. Everyone here thanks both teams for making our competition so much fun to watch. Speaking of which, if these highlights aren't enough, you can check out the entire matches on our State Champs Esports Twitch channel. To wrap up our show, let's check out this recap of LTUX.
So LTUX is a year-round event. I think this has been our 4th or 5th year. It's been very interesting seeing it coming in as a freshman back in 2017 when I was first able to see it, but it's a very interesting event. It's always a lot of fun, and this year it's a little bit different. Last year we weren't able to do it due to the coronavirus, but this year, instead of a one-day event, we had it branched off across an entire week. So for day 1, we had our opening ceremonies. We also had a keynote speaker who is Cameron Konzelman. He gave an amazing speak for our keynote speak for the week, and it was amazing to see. So on Tuesday, which is day 2 of our event, we had this entire day dedicated to our seniors. So this is not only the people who are in game design or game art, but there are also people in graphic design, so they were able to show off their projects they've been working on over the last semester or even longer. So it's great to see what our seniors are working on. Day 3 was completely dedicated to esports. We had an amazing panel with industry leaders all across the country dedicated to esports. After the panel, we had an amazing competition from GG Leagues. LTU's club team was able to make it to the finals and was able to pull out another win, which is their 2nd time winning the spring season. Thursday, this was another day dedicated to our students to show off their work. So this time it's for a class called IGS, which is Integrated Game Studio. I've taken this class twice. Everyone generally takes this class twice. It's an amazing class. That's when you first get to professionally develop a game over the course of a semester, and then you get to showcase it off at LTUX. So it was an amazing experience. It's great to see what the sophomores and juniors are working on, and it's really good to see how they progress along from IGS into senior thesis. So on Friday, LTUX has also hosted indie developers. So we had a indie day. It was great to have a conversation about the indie industry. It's not really talked about. You know, when you always hear video games, you always hear the big AAA game companies, but it's really good to see the indie perspective. As a whole, LTUX I think was a huge success, especially being virtual. I know we're in talks for next year, possibly doing in person, maybe doing a hybrid of online and in person, but we'll see how that goes. But you can check out our website at ltux.games.
We've been sharing highlights from LTUX on our podcast, Gamers Unlimited. In fact, our most recent episode features the Cameron Kunzelman keynote speech that Joel mentioned in his recap. Make sure to subscribe to Gamers Unlimited wherever you listen to podcasts. And please make sure to join us next time as we'll continue to bring you state championship esports highlights as schools continue to wrap up their seasons. Thanks for watching, and Candace out. Watch me botch this ending.